Eco Ambassadors, Miss Rebecca here. We're here for another Eco Ambassador at Home edition. This activity today is called Pick a Plant. We're going to be doing an activity that's a little bit of a closer look at some scientific journaling. All you need for this activity is a pencil, something to write on. If you have a notebook, that's helpful. If you have your Eco Ambassador notebook from this year or last year, that's super awesome. You should use that definitely. But any paper will work. And then we're going to be choosing a plant in our home space, our garden space, your neighborhood, somewhere that you can look at the same plant for a few days. So if you don't have a garden, no worries. Here's a look at some of my house plants, this kind of interesting orchid here and this little cactus. So anything that you have growing inside works as well. So go ahead and get your things, and in a moment we'll get started. Hi Eco Ambassadors! So I've chosen a plant here. So this will be the plant that you'll see me doing observations about for the next couple days. The way that we're going to do this is if you would take just a couple minutes, like 3 to 5 minutes every day, to just sit quietly, observe your plant, make observations in your notebook or on your paper, and I'll go ahead and give some suggestions, but all the things that you remember from Eco Ambassadors that we've done this far with myself, Mr. DJ, with other opportunities that you've had to maybe do scientific illustration, remember what those are as you make the observations here for your plant. So this plant that I've chosen, I actually don't specifically know the name yet. I believe it's a type of baby sage, or some type of sage. I'm gonna look it up and get back to you in our next episode, or next day of observation. But a way that we're gonna do this is we're gonna go ahead in our notebooks. I'm gonna write day 1. I'm gonna write today's date. And if you do know the name of your plant, go ahead and write it. If you don't know what it is, maybe you can describe it. So this could be like a plant with red flowers, narrow leaves, things that you can kind of observe at the beginning. But I'm gonna write baby sage, and then I'm gonna look it up to see what the plant is actually verified to be called. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna sit quietly here for 3 to 5 minutes and make observations about my plant. When I'm finished, you'll take a look at my journal, and I'd love to see your journals, what you have observed about your plant. So go ahead and begin. So we're back. The things that I might have witnessed about this plant might be things about the color, texture, smell, who visits this plant, did any pollinators visit this plant. The first thing you want to do when you get started is to write down the day, the time of day, the weather. So you notice day to day, maybe some changes happen. Maybe you notice something really interesting and different. So I'd love to hear what you observe about your plant on day 1. You can go ahead and comment in the comments if you're interested. And the most interesting thing that I saw in this plant was that my plant right here was visited by one bee that I got to hear and see kind of fly around and visit the flowers. Another interesting thing is there's some small bubbles on the plant that maybe are seeds, or maybe it's a baby insect or something. So that's something I wonder about, and I'm curious to maybe look into and see how these things change in the coming days. So go ahead, get started, and I look forward to talking to you soon, seeing you soon. Thank you. Bye. Hi Eco Ambassadors, Rebecca here. We have day 2, pick a plant observation. So I'm back here with my plant. Again, what I think is baby sage, but I still am not sure. I did look it up, but I'm still not confident what exactly it is. But I'm here back day 2 to make some observations. So something that I'm noticing, it's a different time of day right now. It's 11:15 a.m. So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at my plant here, noticing maybe sounds, noticing the weather. It's a little chilly, it's a little windy, so I'll go ahead and write those things down, but then making some observations about my plant. I'm excited to get started, and I invite you to join me with your plant. Let's go ahead. So I finished my observations for today. Some key thoughts I had were noticing the overall shape of my plant, noticing the parts that stick out kind of spiky. I also noticed some sounds like the wind and birds, and I heard some cars or machinery in the background. I wondered today what my plant is called again, so again something to maybe look up, and also whose habitat is my plant. I wonder who or what might live here. So I'm curious what you found on day 2. Let me know what you find. Thank you. Have a good rest of your day. Hi, Eco Ambassadors. Day 3 here. Another thing you can write about with your plant is how this area or how the plant makes you feel. So today I'll be taking some sketches, as well as I plan to just kind of sit and reflect for just a couple minutes. So hope you're enjoying your pick a plant activity. Look forward to talking to you soon. Hi Eco Ambassadors, it's day 4 with our pick a plant observation. I'm back here to check in on the time, the weather, and the date. So I'm glad you could join again today, and we're going to be I'm going to be noticing if there's any patterns of anything I notice, and try to see and think about things in the big picture. So enjoy your nature journaling for today. Hi Eco Ambassadors, we're here with day 5, our final day for our plant observation pick a plant activity. You're welcome to go longer in how many days that you choose to observe your plant, but today I'm going to kind of look at some of the big picture, some of the changes, some of the patterns, and we'll go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for joining for Pick a Plant activity. I hope you enjoyed making observations, sketching, writing about your plant over the past few days. If you miss a day, no worries. You can pick it up again when you remember, and just notice maybe some changes, maybe some things have stayed the same. But I look forward to hearing from you all, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.